Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome. Five-man carry gaming versus Raze Gaming. I am joined now by Praetorian. Hello buddy, say hello to everyone on the stream.
Hello everyone, I'm Praetorian.
And so we will be casting today a best of three between the two teams, but of course they don't actually play a third game. If it comes to 1-1, they'll actually play a 1 versus 1 mid with two of the best players from both sides to decide who goes through to the next round. And now we've entered the draft. Praetorian, what do you think about this first ban?
Terrorblade is a fairly meta ban, I guess. I mean, given that we're now currently into the new patch, the 6.83
Oh yeah,
patch.
that's true. That's true. Very interesting. All the changes have actually brought up some heroes that I really like and put down some heroes that are particularly I don't want to say annoying, but you know what I mean, to play against. So I'm actually fairly happy with the changes, and hopefully the drafts and what works and what doesn't is different, allowing us to really get a new feel for this update and what it brings.
Yeah, for sure.
And now we're seeing actually a couple more. Actually, I haven't seen Faceless Void banned out in the early stages for a while. It seemed to be other more meta bans, but he's actually knocked out quite early. So maybe they've got something, a strategy in mind that they want to bring up to the stage. But we'll soon find that out in a minute. Heading into the first pick, 13 seconds left.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, looking at that Slark ban, I don't know about you, but Slark got a fairly, I guess a fairly small nerf in the recent patch.
He did, didn't he?
Damage being reduced.
Yep.
DP got nerfed a little bit in the strength gain per level. It's fairly interesting. Terrorblade got kind of buffed in his own abilities and such, but also nerfed in the fact that well, minus 25% damage from illusions onto structures now. So
I actually really enjoy that for a fact. I actually found that sometimes the illusions were the really big problem, that for some reason they could just mow down towers so fast, and it's almost as if you're playing against another 6 heroes, if you know what I mean. So I'm kind of happy with that change. It kind of slows down the pace a little bit, and kind of gets away from that whole rat type. Even though that's a very valid strategy, it kind of just brings it down a little bit, which I personally enjoy. And now Ancient Apparition being picked up from the Dire, a hero that I really actually love. I think he brings out a lot, and he can work in many different lanes. He's even been played mid a couple of times I've seen in the past, but he works really strong in an aggressive tri lane. That chilling touch is just ridiculous against a Tidehunter. If Tidehunter's actually in the off lane, a safe lane Ancient Apparition comboed up with a couple of stunners can actually bring down the Tidehunter fairly easy. So I'm actually really happy with this first pick.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, no, Tidehunter pickups well, being fairly interesting actually, because he was also nerfed quite a bit coming into this patch. I mean, movement speed reduced by 5, so a little bit slower, but also ravage damage coming into the mid to late game also being reduced.
Maybe five-man carry gaming are trying to set up a lineup revolved around control and just making sure that they're not the ones getting jumped on and they're always being stun locked down and they can't actually get into the fight. But actually the Tidehunter brings that, even though he's been nerfed a little bit, he still brings that massive AoE ultimate that in the early stages can possibly stun a whole team, and that sets up a lot of other heroes that they may want to go for. And I haven't actually seen Timbersaw for a very long time. What do you actually think about this pickup?
Well, if I was Raze Gaming, I would be, I don't know, that pickup really early on of the Timbersaw, it doesn't really speak of that much, or it speaks really of drafting problems for me. I mean, you don't generally pick up your offlaner this early on unless it is a Tidehunter. And really picking up a Timbersaw means that now five-man carry gaming can just go full out, as you say, for control, and just bring Timbersaw down with silences and stuns. I mean, really, I would have liked to have seen a Weaver with the AA, but
oh yeah, of course, that would have been brilliant.
We'll see the line being picked up now.
Here we go, a line
and more control.
Another control hero. He's got an Earth Spike, a brilliant AoE stun, and actually, I love seeing this hero just because of how strong his Hex is at level 1. If you're looking towards an aggressive trial lane of sorts, it's got a 2.5 second duration at level 1. That's almost like a level 3 stun on some other heroes. So that's actually a really, really powerful spell. I think that may be underused at times, but five-man carry gaming looking solid for the mid game, I'd say, by these first two picks.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon that five-man carry gaming are probably going to win this draft fairly significantly if they continue like this.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just because of the fact that they've already drafted more control than Timbersaw, or than Raze Gaming can deal with. I mean, with that Timbersaw pickup, and really they're going to be forced to, as you said before, pick a lot of stuns to go with that AA. But going up against a Tidehunter who does have that purge in the Kraken shell, will be able to get out of a lot of those stuns if a lot of damage is stacked up very quickly on.
Of course, and Omni Knight and Juggernaut surprisingly going to be banned out from Raze Gaming. Juggernaut, I like the hero, but I don't really think he was really going to be of much importance in this game. But they get rid of it. They get out of the Omni Knight. Actually, a really strong hero. Omni Knight, his ultimate's really powerful, but I don't really see the ban from this respect because Omni Knight does block lots of physical damage, and this may be a hint that five-man carry gaming want to go for someone with massive physical damage dealing abilities, but you know, if he pops the ultimate, Tidehunter, his abilities can go through, Lion's ultimate still goes through and can kill anyone, nuke someone down pretty easy, so I don't know, they're really mixing it up a little bit, and they're actually succeeding in a way by doing so, I feel.
Yeah, it makes sense what you're saying, but also I think Omni Knight's just amazing for repel as well as purification.
Oh yeah.
And a slow that goes through magic immunity too. And the Ogre ban is a bit interesting. I mean, he is still kind of useful, but he did get nerfed quite significantly with his stun actually getting reduced in damage, and also having a cast range of 475 now. Well, so massive nerf.
I kind of actually still enjoy the ban of Ogre Magi, because from this Silencer pickup, what they're hinting towards right now is they may be looking at, and what five-man carry gaming thinks is that they may be going for a defensive tri-lane on Raze Gaming with a one-position Silencer. This is what you could think at the beginning. Of course, Ogre Magi with such high base armor can actually right-click down that Tidehunter. He'll man mode that Tidehunter with absolute ease. So maybe they're just trying to make it easy for their off-lane Tidehunter, and maybe that's where the Tidehunter's going to go, resulting in a defensive tri-lane of sorts, but they're just trying to make things easy for him.
That's true. I mean, there is still a Skyroth Mage available for Raze Gaming to pick up, and that would really combination well with a lot of the heroes already up on the side of Raze Gaming. I mean, if they pick up a Skyroth Mage, or even if, well, I guess five-man carry gaming now have the two supports, but if Raze Gaming do pick up the Skyroth Mage, like that Tidehunter is going to be pretty low all the time, and he's probably going to be pushed out of lane anyway.
And if you get some good reactions on top of it, if Tidehunter blinks in for that initiation and Skyroth can actually get that silence off in time, that'll turn almost every fight around if done correctly. And then they've got so much follow-up with the Silencer ultimate, so the Tidehunter can't actually do anything to get away and will just have to unfortunately drop. So I actually really enjoy the Silencer pick. And now the control pick that we've been waiting for from Raze Gaming, Earthshaker. A hero that I haven't seen in a long while. I think he is very powerful as well, and he provides so much to a team that, especially in five-man carry gaming's respect, is looking for something towards a mid-game team fight orientated, you know, looking to take favourable fights with all their control and damage. Earthshaker will definitely split them up and actually abuse the fact that they'll be travelling as 5 if he gets a nice Echo Slam up on top of it. And then you've got Silencer ulti to follow. Timbersaw can jump in with the pure damage from his Chain and Chakram, and the AA ulti as well, so they've actually got a lot to follow up on the mistakes of five-man carry gaming if they actually are out of position.
Yeah, that's true, but oh no, not a Deucer. Okay. So I was about
Diffusal.
To ask where you think, where I think the Lich is going to be laned. I mean, it's a very interesting pickup, and it basically says that we want to run passive lanes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that if Raze Gaming pick up, well, could probably go fairly aggro with that with a tri lane consisting of Silencer, AA, and Striker as well. Pick up a fairly heavy mid, like a carry mid or something.
Of course.
Run it like that, because this Deucer is going to be sitting on bottom lane probably, potentially with a Lich, maybe with a Lion there, but they're gonna have to run dual lanes now with that Lich, and if they do run an aggro tri lane on Raze Gaming, they're probably gonna get the upper hand in terms of the aggression.
Yeah, you're right, man. You know, when you pick up a Lich and you pick up a Medusa, you know, Medusa's a hero that he really needs babysitting early on, and Lich is a hero that's not actually that strong in an aggressive lane. So now you can tell that Medusa and Lich will be in the safe lane. Lion would be there as well. He may want to roam around and look for kills elsewhere, but now that the lanes have kind of come out for 5-man carry gaming side, Raze Gaming do have a really strong aggressive tri lane if they want to go for it. So they can actually head down there and slow down this Medusa, but it's all up to how they want to decide to lane it. I think with both of these lineups, it's all going to predicate on who actually wins the laning stage and who actually gets more out of it will actually snowball onto the mid game. And okay, everything changes now. It looks like a mid lane silencer and a safe lane Spectre and another defensive tri lane with a roaming Earthshaker possibly. And I don't think the off laners from both teams will actually collide. They'll go up against their tri lanes and it'll be a little bit of a more passive early game coming out from this last pick, I reckon.
Yeah, well, it's fairly interesting. I mean, you've got 3 heroes that do have global now up on the side of Raze Gaming. I mean, you've got Silencer, who will get that very quick level 6. You've got Spectre, who will have to will pretty much be forced into going for a Diffusal Blade very, very quickly just to deal with this Medusa. And also an AA, who has a fairly hard ultimate to hit, but again, if he does manage to hit it, it's non-purgeable. So
of course,
it's very nice against Tidehunter. But
yep.
I just don't know how they're gonna be able to force the Tidehunter out of lane unless they get a really nice block level 1 into a Fissure as well as an AA stun maybe.
That's
and
gonna. Ooh. Okay,
Whoa,
mid lane
okay.
Morphling. So it's gonna be. I've seen this before. This combo, these two heroes. I have a feeling that if 5-man carry gaming gets ahead, this game won't go for very long, but if the farm's evened out, we're looking towards a 50-60 minute game. Just with the late game potential of both teams, they'll take so long to collide and for the actual fight to decide who's actually going to get ahead. And now this actually changes quite a lot in terms of how this is going to work for both teams, but we're heading into the game now. And Hummus, actually, I believe he told me his name was Hummus, I believe. I think I've pronounced that right. Yeah, with Tidehunter now, with this Earthshaker pickup, Tidehunter actually can't go past that little notch in the river over that area, because of course the fissure block will come out, and if he's not getting anything, they'll have to start Ancient stacking, but if Raze Gaming pick up on that and actually block off the Ancients, maybe before the game starts or early on, it's going to be a really tough time for this Tidehunter, so he's going to have to be careful now. And would you like to introduce the teams for us?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so up on top lane for playing for Raze Gaming, we'll have Lucarino playing the Spectre. We'll have Charlie's Life Advice Column playing the Ancient Apparition. We'll have oh man, my eyes are screwing. But
that's right.
I just mind mid playing the Silencer. We'll have Night Sub playing the off lane Timbersaw, and we'll have Itamulini, I think it is, playing the Earthshaker up on top lane, and defensive tri lane. We'll down on bottom lane playing for 5-man carry game. We'll have Hummus up on the Tidehunter. We'll have Teogai on the Medusa. We'll have Titty Ninja on the Morphling. We'll have Senpai Squints McGee on the Lion. And we'll have their Lich, their collection of cells, on playing Lich down on bottom lane. And looks like with this new patch, everyone's going to be going straight away for the very strong bounty runes that now give half a level.
Yeah, they want to secure that.
100 gold.
Oh, and
oh wow.
Beautiful.
Actually, Hummus is going to be forced to skill, or not really forced to skill, but actually skills Gush level 1. And interestingly enough, no blocks are coming up for either team, so it's going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, the lanes are going to collide, and it's almost going to be a really even game. No blocking. Both teams have gone to secure that first bounty rune, and now, yeah, let's take a look. So it's actually going to be almost, it looks like a dual lane mid. I'm not sure what Lich is actually doing, but that's actually a very strong lane if they want to run a 2-2-1, so they could definitely go for that and slow down this Silencer quite a lot. And I think Silencer is a hero that's really strong against melee mid laners, so I think the Morphling pickup was actually very nice. It's going to be hard for him to actually harass him out of lane, and he should do just fine here. I think he'll get very adequate farm. And have a look at this top lane right now. Tidehunter, he can't move past here. Oh, that was a really bad line. He can't move past there. With the kill potential that they've got, he's not going to get much. If the support starts pulling, because he hasn't actually, which they have, he hasn't actually blocked the pull camp, so the pulls are going to come. The lane's going to push to the tower, and therefore he's not actually going to be able to pass over that area of the river to get XP, or else he's going to risk getting killed. So he's probably going to have to leave the lane quite early on and start stacking, which actually looks like the Lich is already done. He's actually getting some stacks, so they know what's going on. And Deucer, safe lane. Getting pretty nice farm. They've already revealed where Timbersaw is going to go, so she's going to get really nice farm as well. She's not really going to be contested. Timbersaw only really has pressures a hero once he's got a couple of levels in Timber Chain, because it's got a very small cast range at level 1. So Teo guy going to do really well. Not really sure if he's going to go for anything like a Midas or stuff like that. He may want to, considering the late game potential of Raze Gaming, but we'll see what he wants to go for. And actually, where do you think this first blood's going to come? Like, what lane is it most likely going to happen, do you reckon?
I reckon it'll come from probably from top lane in favor of Raze Gaming, just because of their kill potential. I mean, the Earthshaker is pulling, and he's going to get level 2 fairly soon, but just the amazing kill potential if they do manage to get a block off onto the Tidehunter there, just across here, really. And yeah, if Earthshaker comes in through here, blocks across here, and AA manages to get a nice little stun off, then potentially the damage output coming from
Raze
should be able to get a lot of damage into Tidehunter. And well, he's level 3 now, so it's going to be a bit harder, but probably should be fine.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this lane, because it looks like there might actually be some action coming up here, but that'll all come in good time. We've got a couple of games coming up, so this is the first of 3. 5-man carry gaming versus Raze Gaming if you've just jumped on, and now both teams still farming. There's a bounty rune bot and an invis top. Not sure if anyone's going to go for that. I don't think Raze can really make use of it. And meanwhile, Timbersaw just going to chain through line, says hello, lets him know that he's there, and he's actually not afraid to get down and dirty. So he's doing alright. He's getting good levels. He's actually sitting, let's take a look at level. Oh, I have to actually circle around him. My Dota's really silly right now. Actually, I'm just having a bit of issue, so I can't actually check what. There we go. He's actually level 4 right now. Sorry about that. So he's doing really well. Getting harassed, but he's still doing okay. He should be able to do a lot in the mid lane if he gets his levels. He'll be able to provide a lot of damage in fights and just be really hard to lock down. But if they stack the stuns, there's not really much Timbersaw can do to get away, especially with that brilliant line pickup, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
And look at that. Winarino, Statarino, 58.5 win rate in 6.82 on Medusa. What do you think about this statistic?
Well, I mean, it's still early days for 6.83, but I reckon Dusa has a really good win rate, especially in situations where she is allowed to get a lot of farm up, and she's already got like what 1600k in the bank. Oh, sorry, 1600 in the bank. So he really is going to be able to.
And meanwhile, sorry about that, top lane Tidehunter just got fissure blocked. And it's going to be a pause coming out. And sorry, what were you saying?
But also down on bottom lane. Lane is very, very low and just got a stun up onto.
Oh yeah, and he's got 1 second on Timber Chain as well.
Yeah, if you probably Timber Chain down south, and should be able to secure a kill. 1400 pure. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, he should be able to get a right click actually off onto.
Oh, but he gets hexed up as well. He's losing mana. He actually doesn't have enough for chain now.
Oh no.
Just a bit of mana off. But top laner, they're going to finish this Tidehunter. He's actually extremely low right now. The next fissure's coming, and it will. First blood goes the way of Raze Gaming. You know, that just the caution that Tidehunter has to have. He may have been a little bit over the top. He was coming up to kind of this area. being a bit aggressive, and I think he got punished for it. So he's doing okay, and we've got the last hits up as well, so that's fine. It's sitting up in the corner for you all to admire and enjoy. See who's getting ahead, and Morphling. Actually, Spectre's doing okay, but of course Dusar getting better farm, but actually Spectre has a lot of denies in this lane, so I think for Raze Gaming, Timbersaw is actually going to get a lot more out of this off lane than the Tidehunter will going to this mid game. Ooh. And the dual lane mid doing just fine. I mean, they don't really have that much kill potential on Silencer, and Silencer just spamming out that Curse of the Silent is actually doing bucket loads to actually put Morphling out of the lane. If they made a jump on him as well, that he would lose all his mana, and therefore he wouldn't actually be able to morph and gain any health out of that, and he could die quite easily in the right circumstances. And
yeah, that's right. And actually a 500 XP lead now going the way of Raze Gaming just off the back of that kill, and but only a 250 net worth lead towards them. It's actually very interesting given that Carry Gaming is actually running a Lich, so they generally will get an XP lead, but not having an XP lead right now, so it's very interesting.
That's true, that's true. You know, when you pick Lich, you kind of want to make sure that your laning stage goes well, that the heroes you want to farm get that farm, and without contest, and that's exactly what they've been trying to do, and they started to succeed, but in the end, Tidehunter dropped the first blood top, and I believe, yes, it was to the Earthshaker, so he's going to get a faster Blink Dagger if that's what he wants to go for. We'll see what he wants to do there, but yeah, Raze Gaming pulling ahead somehow, some way. And actually, wow, Timbersaw is actually the highest level in the game right now. Because of the dual lane mid, that's obviously from some XP from Morphling that's been taken away, and all the denies that Spectre's got top as well have actually slowed down the Tidehunter. And now Timbersaw, he's getting like free XP.
Also, the main factor, just to build up on the dual lane issue, it's just like, well, just running dual lanes means that you can't really zone out the Timbersaw that well as running a Deucer into that lineup as well. So it's be a bit interesting as Timbersaw actually pick up Arcane's 7.5 minutes into the game. Morphling is going to be harassed out fairly well. Out of mid lane, actually being forced to morph strength and will actually live, but fairly low off of that.
Now, are you having a problem where you, I don't know why, but I can't actually highlight heroes and it'll like show their thing along the bottom? I think is that binded to you or something like that?
It could potentially be, but I don't know.
if you're on Silencer right now, that's who it's showing. And
yeah,
now Lich.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's binded to you. So I'll just have to let you know who to look at for builds and things like that.
It's okay. I'm just trying to do a couple of hundred things at once, like trying to bring up stats and such from that Dota. But yeah, Silence is actually rotated down bottom lane now, and looks like they're trying to get a kill. I mean, he does have global up, but that's leaving Morph to farm fairly safe in mid lane now.
Yeah, see, with Morphling's a hero that he takes a while to come online, but when he does, he comes online with absolute class. You know, he's a hero that just can't be, or it feels like he can't be brought down once he gets ahead. So I don't think, and he actually got nothing done. He rotated down, maybe he got a right click, and then just left the lane.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, I think this is a fairly interesting pickup from Earthshaker. Is actually this casual bracer coming up from him.
Oh, and meanwhile, bottom lane actually they get a stun, and a couple of nukes as well. But can he chain out? He actually makes it out. Is he gonna survive? Lich has a nuke coming off in a few seconds. Night Sub was so close to death there. I think they could have stacked the stuns a little bit more effectively, but that's alright. They almost got the kill, put themselves on the board, but unfortunately, nice Timber Chain comes out to take away what they wanted, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that really speaks volumes about how much harassment has been coming out onto Timber. Well, really not that much at all. Actually, Tidehunter has been forced to go and do Ancients, but he have Ravage up now, so...
So they may... Oh, so Tidehunter's headed back to base. He's got 400 gold. He actually didn't end up taking the Ancient stacks, because he may have gotten low health. How many points in Kraken Shell does he have?
3. Oh. So but again, having to skill that point in Gush early on is really forcing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he's still taking some damage, and he actually hasn't got a stout shield either. So that also makes it that much harder to do the Ancient. So he'll have to go for a second round. He's actually TPing mid. Not sure if he wants to... No, he's heading to the Ancients. He wants to finish that farm. He's got 400 gold. He's going for that Blink Dagger, and after that they may just try and force fights and snowball into the early stages of the mid-game, which are coming quite soon.
Yeah, that's right. Also, he's probably learning the hard way about the new Ancient Golem, Ancient Granite Golem aura, which is that it gives plus 15% health to all allied creeps around.
Yeah.
So really good for, well, really bad, I guess, for Ancient stacking, but really good for heroes like Chen and Ko, or just Chen, who actually have the aura stack onto heroes.
Yep. And that means that... And it stacks, I believe. It stacks, am I correct?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so you can actually pick up a couple of those creeps, and then if you get enough of them, you might... And you can grab 4 of them now, I believe, also with the update too. No, that's actually not with the Ags upgrade. That's just to normal jungle creeps, I believe. But you can get a max of 45% health increase for all allied units. And top lane, there's some pinging going out. There's 3 top now. Tidehunter's got level 6. Morphling's got some nice farm as well, and they may look to force this tier 1 tower, because with the Spectre, is Spectre going Radiance this game? I'm not actually sure.
I think no. It looks like Spectre's going for a Diffusal Blade. As we do see a stun coming down on bottom lane. Line getting very low there and should go down as well.
And they've got the Horn as well, but I don't think he's going to want to chase the Medusa, who's full health and mana. So nice decision by there. And now they're going to chow down on this top lane, the bottom lane, tier 1. Sorry. Looks like there's not going to be much defense, and I think this is what was impending from the start, is whatever team succeeds in taking the other team's tier 1 tower in their safe lane first, because both teams have that that squishy safe laner, the carry that needs a lot of babysitting. If you take down the tier 1 tower, let's just say bot for the Radiant for instance, you've got all this that's been taken away from you in terms of map control, and therefore less room for the Medusa to farm, unless they've been stacking the jungle. So whichever team succeeds in getting the tower first, it's going to be a lot harder for the safe lane carry. So we'll have to see who actually succeeds in that first. And wow, Night Sub getting really low. He's got to be careful. No mana left as well, and now they're going for this tier 1 bot. And it will be glyphed nice and early. And let's actually look at the AA. How's he doing for levels right now? What is he?
Level 5 currently.
Level 5.
So it looks like he's actually going to be going for a quick earn as well. Very interesting. Okay, that casual chilling touch being used there, but actually a very interesting build coming up from AA. I mean, normally you don't really go for a bit of a fighting man's build. I mean, I've seen a lot of Midases being built on AA just to get that quick Ags and level 16 up on him. But
oh yeah, I actually saw from Cloud9 Pilot I did that actually quite a lot. Whenever he played the Ancient Apparition, he'd always go for a Midas. Just because with the supports nowadays, they often get behind in levels and in gold. So actually mid lane, there's 2 heroes mid. Yep, they're coming
out onto a Shaker there and Sansa as well. Actually a stun coming out onto 2. Ooh, that's going to hurt the line. AO will just miss there, but still secure the kill up into the Sansa there. Horn actually being used. Coming into Lich. Slow didn't actually connect onto Lich there.
Yeah, it missed. But the curse actually lands as well. Timber Chain comes through and a couple of right clicks. Misses the Chakram, but just mined mid on the Sansa will pick up a double kill. And that's actually now he's got 6 stolen intelligence at 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's a really good start coming up from just my mid.
And they're not actually done. They're going to the bot lane. They want to take this tier 1 and actually slow down the Medusa. But she'll TP top now. She knows that this tower's going to drop. It was always going to happen, and now she's going to look for farm elsewhere while there's actually 4 heroes bottom. And Tidehunter actually disconnects, and yep, there will be a pause. So, for both teams, going into the mid-game, who do you think who can snowball ahead? Of course, Raze Gaming are ahead, and they have the opportunity to snowball, but what do you think the comeback plan heading into the mid-game could be for 5-man carry gaming?
Coming into the mid game, really, 5-man carry game does want to keep their towers as healthy as possible, just so they can quickly TP into them and make sure they do actually keep them all, well, make sure they can rotate effectively. But they also want towers at the same time. That's really going to be the issue. I mean, they have a lot of AOE damage and skills and such coming through for any kind of 5-man rotation that they do get. I mean, AA is up on top lane as well, so if they do try and TP down bottom lane to contest this tower push, 5-man carry gaming they're probably going to be on the back foot, as well as the fact that Dusa won't be there. But right now, I'm just questioning the wisdom of the Dusa pickup as well, just because she does a lot of physical damage, and really the only other physical damage dealer coming out from 5-man carry gaming is the Morphling, and that's only really if he goes for full agi.
That's true. So you're basically saying that the supports are going to be really important in the next few fights, because the damage, maybe from waveform, maybe getting a really nice Medusa ulti will help them out, but in terms, they don't actually have the damage that they'll require and they'll gain later on. So the supports, making sure they land their abilities, make sure they combo up their stuns in time, especially with Ravage and the Lich ulti, they'll be the important ones in the next few fights, and their execution will actually determine how they go and how they'll advance into the later portions of the game.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Raze Gaming really has a much better team lineup. Team fight lineup. I mean, you can have Spectre farming. Yeah, Spectre's just gonna farm mid lane, and Haunt is on cooldown for the next 60 seconds or so. But
wow, she's TP'd mid. She just TP'd and Haunt's on cooldown. Now we got 4 bot. And they're looking for this tower. Tidehunter's sitting in the back lines. There's going to be an enchant tome, but he's just going to walk straight in. There's going to be a stun, plus a hex on top, a Ravage on 2, and that means that Timbersaw is going to drop. There's going to be a fissure and a beautiful curse, but the Lich ult is going to bounce between
it will actually bounce.
Between 2.
It gets the slow onto 2.
And they get the nuke as well, but they miss the stun, and the waveform will take him down. But I thought that they might have been able to dodge that Lich ulti. A little bit of a faster reaction could have come out. They saw the Lich ulti coming from a mile away, but they still kind of stayed close together, which was a little bit of a misplay. It caused Silencer to be slowed and eventually get nuked down. But, you know, 5-man carry gaming, pulling a lead back. They started at 0-4, and now it's 2-4. They're slowly gaining a lead. Or gaining the lead back in their favour, I should say.
Yeah, that's right. But if you just quickly look at the last hits, it denies as Timbersaw does try and get a little bit of aggression coming out onto the Medusa there. Medusa's sitting at nearly 100 CS. I mean, she hasn't joined a fight, but 16 minutes in, it's a really amiable effort given that there's been so much aggression down on that bottom lane so far.
Of course, she's doing really well, and I think Raze Gaming's lineup has a really strong team fight, but they've also got the backup plan with the Spectre. It looks like with their 4 heroes, they kind of want to just roam as 4, and this is a very common thing to do, is to have the 4 heroes. They're really strong all together, they combo up really well, they synergize, and then they want the Spectre to create space, for Spectre to free farm elsewhere, and then she can haunt into the fight when needed. But with 5-man carry gaming, they need to actually babysit their carries, whereas Raze Gaming, they don't. They can leave Spectre freely, she has an escape mechanism, and they can just force fights with the other 4 heroes. So I think that's partly the reason why 5-man carry gaming are on the back foot, because Raze Gaming actually used that advantage and got ahead while supports were babysitting heroes instead of actually trying to take team fights and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, also just Silence's passive there of just stealing intelligence from nearby units is going to be coming in real handy through the mid and late game if they do keep the aggression up on Raze Gaming.
And actually,
take a lot of intelligence out of it.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, with Silencer, part of his buff is actually Glaives of Wisdom at level 4 actually is a 90% intelligence is converted to pure damage, I believe. Is that what it says? Yeah, 90% now. Instead of 80 something, I think it was 85, it's gone up to 90 or 82 or something like that. I can't actually remember, but it's gone up to 90, and already with 6 stolen intelligence, he's going to, later into the game, he's going to hit really hard, and heroes like, you know, the Medusa, the Morphling, and the Tidehunter, fairly tanky, will actually die. Now bottom lane, Squints McGee going to drop on his tower. Beautiful fissure and a nice last word combination going to come out, and they'll pick up one of the supports on this bottom lane. And Timbersaw's headed mid now. He's trying to get a little bit of farm again. Is Timbersaw going for the Bloodstone build this game? I'm not actually sure.
I think Bloodstone is fairly core on Timbersaw anyway. Like,
yeah, it's something you just want to
really
pick up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is so amazing on that hero. Just the extra mana, health, mana regen.
It just suits his abilities. Like,
here.
Wait, where on Tidehunter? Oh wow, yep, on the Ancients they pop a Ravage.
Just used.
Okay, that's fine. Defending their Ancients, they use a Ravage. They get the Timbersaw, and now Silencer. Don't really want to. I reckon they could actually be aggressive now. I mean, this is the window where I believe Ravage is on cooldown for another 130 seconds. So that's a window where they could actually take advantage of that, but looks like they choose not to. They'll back off, and now Medusa will try to take down this tier 1. The first tower drops of the game, I believe. And actually Silencer will trade a couple of spells. Medusa's got no mana, but she'll probably head back to base. And let's actually take a look at the graphs right now. I'm surprised I haven't actually done this yet. Now we'll take a look at the XP. Over 1,000 XP lead actually in favour of 5-man carry gaming. It's look at the dip. It started really low for Raze Gaming. Now it's just jumped straight back up. Like wow.
And up to a 2k net worth for 5-man carry gaming. So really just making more, getting more out of the map really, and
like it shows the importance of the fact that they're being babysitted, the carries, because you can see on the score now it's 3-5. Raze Gaming are ahead, but the fact that Medusa and Morphling have been protected and have been farming for a long duration, that still puts them ahead in XP earned and in net worth. So it shows just how important farming is in comparison to early aggression and getting kills as such. Like they even got first blood, but the net worth is still going the way of 5-man carry gaming now, just from some comeback kills and just the farm that they've been obtaining. So it's really well played by them, and they're actually looking fairly strong going to this mid game now, especially if they get a good combination up. We'll see what they have to go for, and it looks like there may be a clash in the river. A ward will be placed. All 10 heroes up in the top left corner, and now Tidehunter actually blinks into the trees. 29 seconds on Ravage. He'll get cursed. He's stuck there. 5 seconds left on Blink Dagger. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. That's weird. He'll be stuck there for a few more seconds, and yep. It's alright, he's blinked out now. He's all good, but he's fairly low in health. Probably wants to go back and heal.
I think he actually miscalculated that in terms of the duration, or sorry, the cast point of the Blink Dagger.
Because that's like the thing with Blink Dagger. If you click beyond the maximum distance that a Blink Dagger can jump, then it'll actually jump you a smaller distance than its maximum. So it's all about not clicking just on the other side of the map with Blink Dagger, but actually trying to time what's actually the maximum jump that Blink Dagger gives you.
Forgot what it was, but
1200.
Yeah,
so
1200,
yeah, so if you click over 1200, it'll put you to like 900 units, I believe it is, and that's not what you want. You want to try and get the whole distance out of it. So he'll have to try and make sure he's doing that. And look at this, the whole time Medusa safe lane farming freely without any disturbance. I thought they'd put a little bit more aggression onto him with the lineup that Raze Gaming has, but they're not. But they pick up a tower, but still. Medusa's going to be really scary later on, especially with this Morphling. I think 5-man carry gaming have the late game advantage going into this match, so aggression is needed, like plain and simple.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like Spectre's going to go straight in for a Yasha build coming out.
Oh, on bottom lane. There's going to be an Earthshaker ultimate popped, but the Silencer as well. Using the ultimate, he gets a curse on too. The AA Blast is going to fly through. It actually lands on the Medusa, and now the Haunt comes in. Lion's going to drop. They've actually all been hit by the actual buff, so they are slowly ticking down. But Spectre won't actually horn in on anything. And they pick up a support for like 3 big ultimates used. Not exactly what they would have wanted out of all their ultimates.
That's actually 4 ultis being used.
Yeah.
That's the Global, that's the AA Blast, that's Echo Slam, as well as Haunt all being used. And only for a single support.
Yeah, a Lion. You would have thought that many Rampages would have come out that day. Now, Lion TV's back in. Gets a little dagger to say hello. And Chilling Touch is going to be used. Maybe they want to go in. I think they probably shouldn't. Ravage is now up. they've got all the ultimates available, so I don't think fighting
Timbersaur's
here.
actually backed off, and I think that if you're a 5-man carry gaming, you see this Timbersaur showing up in lane, then
Yeah,
you just go straight in. You just go blink ravage straight
yeah,
away.
you've got the ultimate advantage, you've got the hero advantage now. It's 5 versus 4. Does Timbersaur have a TP? I'm not actually.
He's actually just used it beforehand.
He just used it
yeah.
to go to the bot lane. Ah, okay. And Tidehunter's
Yes.
got his blink as well, so he can actually get into the fight whenever he wants to. But no, Medusa's backed off. She's going back into the jungle. Looks like
Yeah,
she'll
that's
just
right.
keep the
It's actually
farming
got
game
level
going.
2 Ravage now up on the Tidehunter. So
Oh yeah, I think
so it
what
was a bit tense.
5-man carry gaming should be doing is just abusing Ravage every single time that it's off cooldown. I mean, it's such a great ability early on, especially before heroes pick up BKBs. And actually, when you look at Raze Gaming, I don't think Spectre normally picks up a BKB. Silencer does maybe. Timbersaur sometimes does. So it's actually it's not like playing against a Luna or a Sven or something. Heroes that actually it's almost a core item to pick up a BKB. So there's not really much that's going to stop the Ravage. And if he forces these heroes to buy BKBs, well, that's just going to slow down their farm and item progression even more. And now a bit of aggression coming out. Dagger's going to fly. Blinks away. It looks like that'll be the end of the engagement. And I want to take a look at warding right now. As you can see, you can just tell how important farming is to them, because they got all these defensive wards showing from their side of the map, just trying to stay safe. They're also trying to de-ward as much as possible. And actually, look at this sentry from 5-man carry gaming. It's just missing the cliff where Raze Gaming actually has an observer ward. That's so unfortunate. It's so close.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, playing as a support, a lot of my as any support player, really just whenever you see that and you're casting or you're spectating, you just feel kind of sad.
You want
It's
part of
so
you wants to just
demoralizing.
tell them, be like, you missed it by this much. Just place another sentry, a tiny little unit further up, and you'll be able to de-ward that 50 gold for you. But of course, we're not going to do that. That'd be cheating, of course. So we'll stay silent. We're just casters.
Yeah, that's right. And Skadi up for Medusa now, 25 minutes in. Sansa actually does have an Orchid up now, so it's interesting.
And there's a big engagement going on bot right now, but
Not really.
it was almost big. I mean, they got the counter initiation onto Tidehunter, but they didn't follow it up. They popped an Orchid. They got the fissure, but they actually blocked him on the wrong side, I believe, so it wasn't actually caved in. And there's just so much. It feels kind of tense. Like, these heroes are always trading abilities. They've got so many abilities that you can use from a distance. They're trading all this damage, but they're not actually picking up kills. Like you saw, they used what, 4 or 5 ultimates just to pick up a lion. You know, no one's really committed to a fight yet, and I think the fights that come later on are actually going to be huge. So I'm pretty keen to see what comes on later on in this game.
Yeah, that's right. And 1500 now up on the Earthshaker, so a little bit closer to that Blink Dagger, finally.
Ah, okay. So he got first blood. He seems to be doing okay. 26 minutes in. That's not too bad, I suppose, for a Blink Dagger timing for an Earthshaker who actually didn't do tons of pulling in the top lane. He mainly tried to just slow down the Tidehunter, and he got that nice fissure block. So he's doing okay. Once they pick it up, they can look to maybe smoke up and get a really nice gank on a couple of heroes who are alone, or just on all 5. And now they got 5 heroes mid for 5-man carry gaming, and this time Spectre's free farming top. So it looks like they're trading on both teams who gets to farm. And is that a Skadi? No, I thought is that a Skadi on Medusa? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, getting that about 2 minutes ago. So really going to be looking to go straight in for a fight fairly soon. I reckon it's going to be a Mantis style up next for her.
Yeah, it is. I casted 5-man carry gaming, a series between 5-man carry gaming and Mink, I think a week ago. And Teo guy, he actually played this Medusa as well. And what he always does is he gets the Yasha, but then he builds the Skadi next. So he gets the ultimate orb and all that. But he actually builds the Skadi next and leaves it as a straight Yasha, and then finishes off the Manta afterwards. And I think that's really nice, because the Yasha is really important for farming. It helps you farm faster and more efficiently. That means it brings the Skadi in faster, and then when you've got the Skadi, you can actually get the Manta faster. So I kind of like the way he actually progresses his items that way, and doesn't just finish one item and go for the next item, then the next item, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's all about farming priority, really. It's, Lion is going to pick up the Illusion Marine from top, but it's really Spectre is just farming up on top lane, going for that Manta style now. Medusa's also farming, but does have a TP at the ready. Really, if I was 5-man carry gaming, I'd be TPing Medusa in the tier 2 and then just forcing mid.
Yeah, they've been sitting so many heroes mid for so far that Timbersaw's had the time of his life. What has he actually got now in terms of items? He looks pretty tanky now. Yeah, he's got his Bloodstone. They've left him alone for so long. They've got 5 heroes mid, but they haven't actually engaged, so I'm not really sure what 5-man carry gaming's doing. They're just giving space for the Spectre to farm top and for the Timbersaw to farm bot. When there's 3 heroes mid, they could just definitely force a fight and pick off 3 heroes and then steamroll down the mid lane from there. And yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just sitting back, letting them farm and wasting time, precious time that they need on their carries to be farming, while the hard carry on Raze Gaming's having the time of their life.
Except for obviously Medusa, who is actually farming so damn efficiently, actually reaching 200 CS right now.
Oh wow!
And meanwhile, Spectre is quite a bit behind. It's 137 odd. So yeah, just winning the farming war there. Silence is going to come out onto the line there in the jungle of Raze Gaming, and he's just going to pay for that with his life. Ravage is actually going to come out. Global Silence just coming a little bit too late there, and that will be the death of Silence. Echo Slam.
So many ultimates used, and Morphling just gets destroyed. The AA are actually really good against Morphling. He got the ultimate off, and Morphling couldn't even morph. If you morph when you've been hit by the AA ultimate on you, you actually lose health really quickly. You lose it faster when you morph. So I like this AA pick. This is another reason why I like it. But actually 3 drop for Raze Gaming with the nice Ravage from Humus. I keep thinking that I'm saying his name wrong. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, they pick up 3 and they lose 2.
Yeah, and that's a Manta style now up on the Medusa, and an invisible Timbersaw actually going for strength for power treads.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's looking to tank up. He's got. I think that's because he's got enough durability. He needs more durability, and he's got the movement that he wants from Timber Chain. So he wants to be that big tanky hero on the front lines that does big damage and is hard to bring down. So I kind of like the treads pickup from Timbersaw, in my opinion, especially in this game with all the damage coming from both teams. He'll need that extra HP to survive on the strength treads.
Actually, Silence is going to get right-clicked down in mid lane.
Wow, the Skadi. And again, like
Gaming.
It kind of it's one of those things where the Skadi on Medusa makes heroes from Raze Gaming not like they'll want to get a BKB, but then they'll realize that the Skadi slow actually goes through BKB. Therefore, their teammates will think, well, she's got a Skadi, we'll still get kited, we'll still get killed. Let's just skip a BKB and look for more for different items. But then if they don't pick up a BKB, that Ravage is just going to be really strong throughout all portions of the game. So they're kind of stuck in a hard spot there. It's really hard to kind of decide what they want to go for, because it's unfortunate. Both ways, whichever way they go, it'll still have a side effect to it that's quite negative. So 5-man carry gaming, actually the draft is actually doing really well for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's currently a lot of just sitting around not doing too much right now. I mean, really, just before, just having Medusa and the Spectre just basically just trading farm while the other heroes on both teams were just sitting mid. But I think that Raze Gaming has just realized that and has just decided to, well, I guess, prioritize farm on the Timbersaw as well. But I don't see the point in the treads pick when you could have picked up a BOTs or something instead, and being able to farm even more efficiently.
That's true, and with the amount of space that 5-man carry gaming's also been giving, picking up travels on anyone means that your movement on the other 2 lanes on top and bottom will be much greater, and you'll be able to push lanes harder and then come into fights. Because you know how they sat 5 heroes mid for ages, that whole time with BOTs. Timbersaw can just push that off lane really hard, get it right up to the tower, and then when they split up or TP maybe half of their heroes in to defend, they can take a favourable fight off that, and that's kind of like the rat effect. That's like the whole point of that strategy, is to split push and split heroes up and then take favourable fights with the hero advantage in terms of numbers.
Yeah, that's right. And AA close to level level 11 ultimate, as well as the Earthshaker also close to it. But finally, with that Blink Dagger up, it's going to be a lot more of a hazard in team fights now. Looks like Spectre's actually going for a Butterfly next up.
Actually, I think Spectre's banking on the fact that this game will go late, and as the game goes by, the Lich, the Lion, and the Tidehunter will have less of an effect. Tidehunter will have more of an effect than the other supports if he gets a refresher and whatnot, but the two main damage dealers will be the Medusa and the Morphling, so the Butterfly will be really good to evade those attacks, and I think that's just what he wants to go for. He's going to take this late and take his chances with that item pickup.
Yeah, and actually, funnily enough, Deuce are actually also going for a Talisman of Evasion there. So, looks like they are both going to be going for the same item at the same time. I reckon the Deuce is at least a whole item ahead.
Yeah.
Given that.
See, with Medusa, the thing is, Raze Gaming, they've got their hard carry, and actually mid lane, sorry about that, Earthshaker drops Haste Rune on Humus, and they'll pick up the Earthshaker. But as I was saying, Raze Gaming, they've got a hard carry, but Spectre doesn't flash farm as hard as other heroes like Medusa with that split shot. So Teo Guy was always going to be ahead in terms of a farm war. So taking this late, it's still a bit of a problem for Raze Gaming, but they're going to give it a shot anyway, and I kind of don't mind them taking it late against this lineup, and I'll tell you why after, if a fight breaks out here. Looks like they want to go for the mid tier 2. And they've actually been hit with the AA ultimate, so they're going to tick down just a little bit. The slow siege is really strong. And Timbersaw, I actually really like the set that he's got, or whatever the cosmetics he's wearing. He looks kind of green. It's actually really cool. Yeah, he's got a whole set that's green. So the maniacal machinist. Maniacal machinist, there we go. And it's actually a really cool set, I enjoy it. That looks awesome.
Yeah, and it looks like he's actually going to be going for that Ags up next. Well, it's so close together. Right here.
Oh, wow. Just I wonder what team's going to pick up a gem first and start dewarding these wards, especially this one here. They know where the Medusa's always going to be, and they've got the AoE lineup that if they get a good AA blast and a haunt on top with the global silence, then they might be able to get some sufficient pickoffs. But what I was saying is about the late game, these teams, they have late gamers and they're all going for butterflies and things like that to evade the other carry's damage. But in the recent patches and things like that, the late game has become a lot more random. Like, the early game's important, but late game, a team could be far ahead, but just by a few mistakes, they can like lose the whole game. And so I still think that Raze Gaming can win if 5-man carry game makes mistakes in the end, even if they are ahead. That's my opinion. I think that's how in recent pro games and things like that, that's clearly been the case. So I don't know, not sure what to expect going into the 40-minute mark almost. But both teams holding on. We'll take a look at the graphs right now. 3k XP lead for 5-man carry gaming, doing really well, and as well 3k in advance for net worth. So they're pulling ahead. Raze Gaming's not out of it. They can still win this, and it looks like a smoke gank's going to come out now. They're all grouped up, and yes, they will. And what is their direction? Are they heading towards Roshan? And Medusa just spamming a shield. Sorry for all of you listening to that. That's probably really annoying. And looks like they'll head into Roche. Tidehunter sitting back for the counter initiation if they choose to take a clash there.
But he will get spotted out by that ward in about 10
and the AA blast as well. They just can't take down this Roshan with the Santa hat. And Titty Ninja actually jumps onto the high ground. 5 seconds on waveform. And look, Spectre's still farming and has Haunt available, I believe. Yes, she does if they want to jump in. They'll back off. Smoke gank going to be kind of pointless, and during that whole time, Spectre's getting free farm. Good, good. Line.
Yeah, just gonna quickly go over to the net worth charts. 20k nearly up on the Medusa right now. So really just That is purely just from farming more efficiently than the Spectre.
Yeah, the flash farming ability that she has really pulls ahead later on in the game. Just being able to clear camp so fast makes her just a little bit greater of a farmer. And Spectre didn't go Radiance either, and that's kind of when you play Spectre and you get a Radiance, that is your flash farming tool. That's how you kill creeps really fast. And when you get the Manta as well, you can move your Manta around, the Manta Delusions around the map and farm camps almost as efficiently as Medusa, but she hasn't gone for it, so that slows down the rate of farm that she gains, and therefore Medusa's pulling ahead in terms of net worth by 5k.
Yeah, that's right, and A Boss will actually come down onto Roshan yet again. Global Silence is being used for Echo Slam as well. Spectre's gonna haunt in, but Ravage will come through.
Beautiful!
Actually getting a triple kill!
And the Deuce ulti's finally gonna come out. The Skadi doing work, killing spree for Teo guy, but I think that ulti could have come a little bit earlier. I guess all the stuns and the Global Silence made it really hard to do so. I think a BKB for Medusa may actually be a viable option, just because she can't actually pop that ult. You see when she popped that ulti, the control just started to come in, and then Raze Gaming couldn't actually reply to that, and Medusa was able to just go to town with her Skadi. But if she keeps getting stun locked like that every fight with the silences and all the AoE stuns and whatnot, they're gonna lose heroes in fights before the fight even starts, and that's gonna put them at a disadvantage going into the late game.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to point out a small little thing that the Ring of Aquila is actually inactive on the Medusa, so it looks like either she's unaware or she just doesn't care too much. But yeah, just not being able to get that little bit of extra push coming out for the wave in general. Axe is actually nearly completed up for the Timber Saw there. Looks like there's going to be a Sheepstick soon up on the silencer, and not too sure what A is going to be going for. Probably something to mitigate some of the damage coming up from the Ravage. So probably a pipe or something like that.
Yeah, a pipe would be nice this game. I agree.
Finally, the Butterfly coming out for the Spectre there. So a lot of effective HP coming out onto the Spectre right now.
And actually, with Raze Gaming and with Spectre going for that Butterfly, knowing that in the later portions of the game, Medusa and Morphling, you know, we've been over this, all that stuff, the damage that they're going to provide. I was thinking, well, if they want to make that even stronger, Timbersaw could have gone for a Crimson or something like that, Crimson Guard, to negate more of that damage when they head into the late game, but it looks like he's not actually going to go for it. He's actually just going to skip by and go for other things.
Yeah, that's right, and these supports aren't doing too much on the side of 5-man carry gaming.
Oh, they're stacking. I guess that's nice, they're stacking for their Medusa, that's something good. So she's going to flash farm even harder, and I don't actually think the supports for Raze Gaming did any stacking for Spectre, so
it actually delayed a lot of item progression coming up for the Spectre too. And
yeah, exactly, just the supports, their impact early on, especially the Lich in that dual lane mid being able to go up and stack for the Tidehunter, who was obviously going to have a bad start in the offlane. He got back as well, he got his Blink Dagger and he started to make plays, but I love seeing teams when they utilize the entire map. They get a hero who can chop down Ancients quickly, they get that stacked up, they control that area of the map, and in the early portions of the game they're always stacking the jungle, because those teams that do that almost always, in most cases, get a really significant goal leader and able to snowball. But we've just seen almost little to nothing in terms of stacking, and they've provided space for the hard carry to farm, but they actually haven't given her the extra creeps to farm, which still, in the end, worked at a disadvantage for them.
Yeah, that's right, and there's going to be a secondary Skadi coming out for 5-man carry gaming soon, as that Morphling is sitting on that double ultimate orb build there. I reckon this Deuce is going to be going for an MKB really soon, just having that Demon Edge already up and ready, and nearly a full refresher orb coming out for the Tidehunter there too.
Oh yeah, he's really close, wow. Yeah, I think Tidehunter's a hero, even though he got nerfed a little bit, he still brings a lot to the late game, and especially is a good pickup in this game, because these heroes don't normally go for BKBs, and if they do, it slows down their item progression. So Tidehunter's going to be effective throughout the rest of this game. Even if it hits like the 60-minute mark, the double Ravage is going to be amazing. if they get the jump, it all depends on the team. If Raze Gaming gets the jump, there's going to be a few heroes that drop before the engagement, and then Teo Guy will have to pop his ultimate after a few heroes die. But if 5-man carry Gaming get ahead, or maybe stun up the silencer so he can't pop his ultimate, they'll absolutely clean them up. They'll team wipe them, without a doubt. I can confidently say that.
For sure, as it looks like Morphling's gonna find the Earthshaker right now.
It's gonna be a Gush as well. Adaptive Strike. The AA Blast is gonna miss, and he's just gonna get right-click down. No, he's juking through the trees, using that Fog of War, and he actually blinks up, and now Morphling, he actually jumped into the wrong spot. Now he's juking through the trees. Titty Ninja trying to find him. Tidehunter's coming in as well. He anchor smashes, but the double Chakram, the silence as well. Tidehunter pops the Ravage, but dies instantly. Titty Ninja gets destroyed as well by the Haunt, and now the Manta as well. Lucario with a double kill, and now the double Chakram as well, trying to slow down Teo Guy. He pops the ultimate, but he's got no mana, so his shield's almost doing nothing, but looks like he'll get out. Yeah, the Fissure's going to miss, and he should be able to get out safely. And Lucario getting a triple kill, being able to take down that Lich at the last second. And as I said, they got ahead. They got the fight. They got the initiation. Therefore, they took down the Tidehunter after popping one Ravage. He didn't have the refresher, but that's what's going to happen when he does have the refresher, and he won't be able to pop the second one. So, and then they take a few of them down. The silence comes out. Medusa popped the ulti after, and they still lost the fight. 4 for 1, I believe it was.
Yeah, a 4-for-1 trade going the way of Raze Gaming, and
the graph
also getting
is
Roshan as well.
Oh yeah, they picked up Roche. Yeah.
That's true. So just being able to naturally transition into that Roche pit there, just because you pick a fight around Roche pit, and that's really what you're going to be gambling on. Having
the clear objectives and whatnot, instead of going for a push that if buybacks are up, it wouldn't be a waste of time forcing out some buybacks, but just being able to take Roshan's probably a little bit of a safer option, and still has really good gain for Raze Gaming. So well played by them. They won the fight. Take Roche, and now they're sitting back and farming. They know that they can actually farm. They're slowly bringing a lead back, and if you have a look at the graph with me, it's just been up and down all game. Always back and forth, and now it's actually a 7,500 XP lead for Raze Gaming. And then looking at net worth as well, over 3k net worth lead in favour of Raze Gaming. So both teams are just back and forth, fighting for momentum in this match. And now Raze Gaming's pulling ahead. Wow. Well played by them.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, Rob's picked up by the Earthshaker there. Interestingly enough, and mech is going to be completed up on the Ancient Apparition fairly soon as well.
That's a pretty late mech. I mean, Lich got his mech at like 27 minutes, and now he's picked it up late, and it's not really. Actually, I kind of like the mech pickup, and I kind of dislike the mech pickup for Lich. It's a good item to pick up, but when you're playing against an AA, if you don't pop it before the blast hits, and the blast actually procs the damage that makes you want to pop the mech, it's going to be almost useless in the fights.
Yeah, that's right. But again, like, you know, having a mech this late into the game, it just kind of makes it feel really, really redundant. Really, I mean, a better item would have been maybe a Crimson Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's finally MKP being finished up for the Spectres, so quite a bit late on the item progression, but it's slowly catching up, but probably looking for BOTs up next, as well as actually fairly interestingly enough, no defusal, well, 8 defusal charges still up.
Yeah, I just saw that. He didn't use any. He hasn't used any yet. That's really surprising.
Yeah, that is really interesting, given that it is a really, really nice slow and purge to have, and actually refresher orb 200 away on the Tidehunter there. Sky finally complete on the Morphling Lion, probably going for a an Aghanim Scepter just to get a little bit of extra damage out in fights there, but suffering a bit in terms of levels.
Yeah, and, he's pretty far behind.
Yeah, and I reckon Lich is probably going to be going for an Ag Scepter soon after getting the next batch of wards.
Just like the full team fight. Just absolutely put everything into it. The Aghanim Scepters, all the big ultis, all the Scardies. It's all about control. They just so much slow. Oh, actually, meanwhile, Morphling jumps out. Waveform's just in time. procs all the last words and things like that, and he'll get out alright. Actually, will there be a counter initiation? Yes, Tide jumps in, gets hexed instantly. The double Chakram gets the Ravage off. The global silence. Morphling jumps in, is starting to do Agi, but he actually drops, and now Medusa gets the ulti off earlier. And now everyone's running away, and they're getting kited so hard as they're being slowed. The double Chakram will hit Tayo guy. Will there be a re-engagement? 3 down and 2 down, and Lucario just wants to man mode it, but he's not going to be able to do that against Tayo guy with that shield up. And he's just so tank. He's taking down the silencer as well. And he'll drop, but Lucario does have the Aegis, and he should be able to, yep. Pops Diffusal Charge, and will take down the Lich. That's a team wipe. 5 for 3. Raze Gaming may look to want to take this tier 2 tower after that fight. Man, so many re-engagements and so many turnarounds. But Raze Gaming pulling ahead yet again.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like, yeah, BOTs will be purchased up by the Spectre in a fairly short time. Actually having enough to buy them straight out right now, but a lot of very passive gaming coming out from both teams coming into in the early game, and really, I think Spectre is being played a lot better.
He's done really well this game, that's true.
Yeah, sitting at 13-0-3, and not quite catching up to Medusa in terms of farm, but just getting a lot more farm just because he is able to stay alive in the middle of teamfights and all, and actually has caught up.
And he knew he had the Aegis, so he was able to actually man mode the Medusa and just take his life, because he knew he was coming back, and he knew that once he comes back, he will be in a position to take down the Medusa after that. So nice play by him. He doesn't have to be ahead of the Medusa in farm, they just have to have the Aegis. That seems what it will be, and it's actually a really low kill game right now. 13 to 22, not that many kills on the board at 50 minutes in. It looks like it's just a farming war, and if you take a look at the graphs, it'll actually show how the fights and just the farm is impacted now. Over 12k XP in favor of Raze Gaming, and if we look at the gold as well, over 10k net worth in advance. And now a Hex comes out on Titty Ninja. He drops so fast. The Curse of the Silent as well, he gets picked off. Morphling just drops, so did I believe, no, AA didn't even pop ultimate for that, and he still died so fast even while morphing. Shows how little of an impact that has against these heroes who just show off so much damage on him if he gets caught out.
Yeah, and actually very, very late BKB coming out onto the Dusa right now. BOT is finally complete up onto the Spectre, so having BOTs can probably get fairly low in the next fight. BOT back home, sell those phase boosts, probably pick up another damage item or something, and then haunt back in. It's probably what they're looking to do right now as they push down on bottom lane.
Yeah, I think this BKB pickup is a little bit late. It should have come in a little bit earlier, because all the ultimates from Raze Gaming can be taken off by BKB and can be evaded, but he picks it up later. Refresh is done on Tide now. They've got the items to fight. It's all about execution now. This game will be decided on which team gets the jump on the other, and that relies on the warding of both teams. The ward's very aggressive for Raze Gaming, whereas they're actually a lot more defensive on 5-man carry gaming. If they want to use smokes, if they've got any in the shop, they can look to angle it that way, and there's many ways that they can actually attempt this, and it all comes down to execution. Which team will get the jump on the other?
Yeah, that's right. And there was actually smoke up on the Earthshaker, but also 2 in the shop for Raze Gaming. The mech finally complete up on the AA though. And actually, interestingly enough, the 17 Bloodstone charges coming out onto Night Sub there, as well as a Heaven's Hellbed. They're just looking to
I like that.
Use that disarm really onto the Medusa there in the middle of a team fight.
I really enjoy that.
It's going for a heart, maybe.
Yeah, he's picked up the Reaver. Again, he wants to be that tanky hero that can't be brought down fast. But the thing is, Chain does have a 4-second cooldown, but during that 4 seconds, you will be getting hit, and very hard, by Medusa and her Skadi. So you'll be slowed for that duration. So it's going to be, even though he can jump around with Timber Chain, he'll still be kited fairly hard in these fights. But he's very tank, so it'll be pretty hard to take down. And I'm really happy with this Halberd pickup. It just shows that Raze Gaming are taking into account the heroes of the enemy team, really analysing what their item builds should consist of, depending on the playstyle and the picks from 5-man carry gaming. So well played by them. I think that Halberd's going to be really strong going into the next fight if used at a correct time, if they get the jump on 5-man. So well played by him. And there's an invis rune bot. That could be the start of something, depending on who picks it up and if it's the Tide Hunter. And actually, a smoke's going to come out. Lucario didn't actually get in it. He popped a Manta, but that didn't really help. They're pinging this out. Silencer's just going to take it. He's bottled it up, and now he's popped it. Now they're heading into the enemy jungle. Tide Hunter sitting close by. He'll blink out. Don't know if that was awareness or whatnot. He blinks into the big camp. And Night Sub's heading down. Will he clash with anyone? Titty Ninja's coming up. AA moving in. Lion, it looks like they're going to collide. Smoke's going to break. I don't think they've seen him yet. Pinged out by Lion. They know something's going on.
Yeah, and actually this ward did, I think this ward actually spotted him out there.
Yeah, it did, it did.
As he just walked here and then went, I'll rock back a bit.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah, so...
And now look at their defensive positioning. They're sitting in their base in this vicinity here. So they're waiting until they know where the heroes are. And now, smoke's going to break. I don't think the players from either team have really utilized these smokes too effectively. They've used it, but they didn't group up. I saw the Earthshaker and Silencer were walking around here, whereas AA was over here, and other heroes were up there. So they're not really grouping up when they smoke, looking for that fight. And it just doesn't work out. Then one of them gets seen, and the heroes back off, and nothing really comes of it. They've got to really learn to make use of those smokes, because they are limited in the amount that you have in the fountain. So that's something to try for next time, and maybe in the next game that's something they can try and improve on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just with their positioning as well, this is going back a good 10, 15 minutes or so ago when they did smoke up and walk through here, and actually AA was up the front and had Tide Hunter, I think, no, it was Morphling, who was sitting right here, and I guess more positioning wise, just having one of their squishiest heroes, AA, who really relies on having a lot of space between himself and his target, and up front, and it just didn't make sense to me, and they really do need to work quite a bit on that kind of positioning.
And now lots of drawing coming out on the minimap. Not really sure what that's about. Looks like they're getting bored of just sitting in their base, so they start to draw on the minimap, and a bit of an Illuminati sign coming out. Some circles on the map. But that's not really something you want to be doing in a game like this, spamming the map, because that just means all the map control has been given to Raze Gaming. They can do whatever they want, while 5-man carry gaming is stuck in their base as 5. So not really sure if that's the correct thing to do, to be spamming the minimap, but they'll do it anyway.
Yeah, that's right, and Heart is actually complete up on the Timber, so I'm still waiting for Spectre. Yeah, okay, Spectre is going for a Heart now, and actually has it.
Oh, wow.
Picks it up soon. So he is actually 5.5 slotted right now, just needing an upgrade for that Diffusal Blade just to finish off his stack.
Before he's 6 slotted. Oh, that's going to be scary.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be very scary in the next fight, especially with that Haunt. The Diffusal's just going to tear down on the Intelligence heroes, and it's really strong against Medusa as well. And it looks like they want to make a jump. AA Blast is going to fly. Will they jump into the backlines? Tide comes in. He gets silenced straight away in the turnaround. 167 pure damage, I believe that was, hit from the silencer. How much stolen intelligence does he have, and what is actually his intelligence right now? 24.
24, and he's sitting at about 178 or so.
And yeah, he's got the Orchid, he's got the Scythe, both that give you really nice stats in intelligence, so he's hitting so hard. All he needs is something to block out the Ravage so that he doesn't actually drop too fast. And meanwhile, Timbersaw chains to that one legendary tree that was added in the update, a Fissure on 2, and he'll get out just fine. And now there's just presents sitting on the floor, so whoever wants to go and unwrap them prematurely can go and do so.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that they re-added that.
It's amazing.
That tree back in. It's probably the best tree in the world for Timbersaw to ever know about.
I'm just drawing a love heart. I just love that tree. It's beautiful. Beautiful tree. I mean, where was it in the last... Before the whole map changes were done, it was sitting like here or something like that, and the Roche Pit was up there.
Roche Pit was... The tree would have been about here, I think. Or it might have been a bit more south, like here or so.
I actually can't see... Are you drawing on the map or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't actually see it.
Damn. Oh,
That's weird. I'm pretty sure there's a way to get that done, but that's okay. Things can be fixed. Things can be toggled with. I think things are still going okay for now. I don't know what you think, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no. Actually, Invis bottled up for the silencer there. And looks like they want to try and maybe do something with it. Don't know what he's going to be going for next, but he is on a lot of on a lot of intelligence there.
Oh yeah.
As pointed out before, probably smoke coming out soon. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's see if they can make things happen. They don't, of course, they don't need to smoke up Lucario and Spectre because he does have the ulti, and looks like they're just going to go for Roche. Do they have any vision? They've got one ward here, but they don't actually have anything showing Roche, so they're flying blind. They may not even know this is happening. I think that's because they can.
Actually, that ward actually only goes up to about here, or just up to the ramp or so.
Can you see what I'm drawing?
Yeah. I can see what you're drawing.
So about there.
Yeah,
that area.
Yeah, just coming up to the ramp there. So really, you can walk through the river and such. And it's so with an Aegis, and that's probably one of the better heroes to actually have the Aegis up on. I mean,
because Lucario is not really going to die. Yeah, exactly. He's not really going to die anytime soon. Night Sub. Then again, is Night Sub going to die? Like, look at him. He is so tank. So tank. He's got a halberd, the Ag Scepter, the Bloodstone, the Aegis, and Power Treads on strength. He's sitting at 4.3k health. Like
with 8 armor.
With 8 armor, yeah.
I think putting the Aegis up on him just says that we're just going to sit him up front and just say, guys, take me down, or I'm just going to deal so much pure and damn.
He wouldn't be scared to take down this and then just sit right here hitting the tower, because he wouldn't care. He knows he's got the Aegis and he'll just do whatever he likes now.
Yeah, I think it is about time that he just decides to man up a bit and just lets them initiate onto no, lets 5-man carry gaming just initiate onto him. I mean, they've got the Spectre Haunt, which Spectre is up on top lane, just pushing that in slow, but actually finally going for that level 2 Diffusal Blade, so he is actually completely 6-slotted now, and any more farm that he does get, he's just going to be using for his buyback, which he has pretty much 2-fold already. So just 5.5k already in the bank.
So Spectre's been farming for a really long time by herself, where Teo guy's been sitting in base, but look at the CS. Look at the CS chart. Teo's sitting at almost 550 last hits. At 60 minutes, that's pretty good. If he was sitting out farming like the Spectre, I'm sure he'd be at 700 or 650, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. He still has buyback as well, and can also get BOTs as well, just for that extra little bit of movement speed there too.
I remember watching a game, I think, who was it? It was Burning playing Ember Spirit. It was a really long game. It went for, I can't even remember, like an hour and a half or something similar to that. And he actually got 1,000 CS in that game. It was just ridiculous. He was so farmed. So
yeah, that's right.
I've never seen anything like that. So much CS. Something I can't handle, unfortunately. Just too much farm. Too much farm for my liking. I'm a support player, so I wouldn't know the farming life like other people would.
Too much ricing on that map, but yeah, just waiting around, I guess. I mean, Deucer is so good at base defense right now.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, the turtling lineup from 5-man carry gaming isn't amazing, but it's made really amazing by their farmed Medusa. She can clear a whole creep wave in a millisecond. She does it so fast, whereas Raze Gaming, if they were at their base trying to defend, they've got things like the AA Blast, they've got the Fissure to stop camps coming in, and the double Chakram. So they've got actually a really nice, more like structured turtling lineup, whereas 5-man carry gaming's turtling just comes from one hero. So both heroes, that's why this game is going so late, because they're farming. They're farming, and then they can turtle really hard. And now Night Sub, the Silence ult is going to be popped. That's with the Ags. And now double shock I'm going to miss, and the timber chain. And it looks like they want to take down this tower. They're actually pushing 2 lanes at once with the silencer, so they're going to have to decide what exactly they want to do. And just look at Night Sub. He's taking no damage. He's been hit with nuke after nuke, but he just gets healed up so fast by that heart and that bloodstone. It's just ridiculous. Now Tide trying to walk in, but so slow right now. Night Sub gets hexed up, And now he's getting smashed down. The Earthshaker ultimate comes in. The tower drops. The BKB now from Teo guy. And the Skadi just doing work. Lich is going to drop right now. Line in the back lines with no mana. And now the Ravage is going to pop. Will the second Ravage come on top? Night Sub getting really low. Earthshaker drops as well. Night Sub, the Aegis pops. And now so many dead. Lucario just can't do anything. He's stunned and he's slowed and everything. He pops the Manta. Tidehunter drops now as well. And he daggers out. He's trying to retreat right now. And wow, Night Sub's come back alive. There's a waveform back into base. And he's now going full man mode. But that BKB really did a lot in that fight. No one was able to actually touch the Medusa just then. If she'd got the ultimate off during that time and got a couple of people frozen in stone, that may have well been a few more kills by that Medusa towards Raze Gaming. But they still actually lost the fight. They lost... Oh, they didn't actually lose the fight because they lost 2 supports and a Tidehunter, whereas on Raze Gaming they lost a core silencer and of course the Earthshaker. So it seems almost even. They did pop an Aegis. So it's getting close. And actually a Refresher Orb. Going to be picked up by Spectre, the double haunt. What will she actually exchange that for, do you reckon? What item?
I think it's one of those items where you just hold on to buyback.
Yeah,
and
then you haunt back in.
Yeah, so you use haunt very aggressively for first up. You haunt in aggressively, you kill as many as you can, you die, you buy back, you change 20 items around for your Refresher Orb, you drop your Refresher Orb back into your stash, you set the time, you go, okay.
And that's whatever. Really smart.
And then you just, you obviously have refreshed haunt, you just jump back in and you just start playing around again.
So he's basically got an Aegis. Is what, yes.
Basically, yeah. Basically, he's just got a straight up Aegis.
I mean, he's got the gold for a Refresher Orb, and he's probably still got the gold for buyback. So he is just filthy rich right now, just able to do whatever he wants, and that may be the turnaround in the next fight. It takes them kind of a while to take down Lucario. They can do so with the slow, but if he daggers out, it's a little bit hard. And yeah, that second life may prove to be what wins the game for them if he can provide the damage that he does when he buys back.
That's right, and
DD bot rune
on the no, 20 seconds up on the Ravage and 50 seconds on the threshold. Who are slowly coming in.
That's alright. I'm surprised that Raze aren't pushing during this window. They know that the double ravage was used, and they're still sitting back and farming. They've got buyback and they've got the refresher. I'm not really sure what the logic is behind that. And who actually picked up that DD rune before? Ancient Apparition. I reckon they could have put that to really good use with that double haunt on Lucario. If he picked up that DD and then haunted, I believe the illusions hit harder as well, if I'm correct. Do the illusions actually get...
Yes.
Because illusions take in some of the damage that he has, I believe.
Wait, no,
they don't. That's base damage, not...
illusions take UAMs, or some UAMs. But, like, in the previous patch it was only... I do believe it was... only Diffusal Blade, actually, that picked it up. I think Master also picked it up, but that proc was a lot less damage.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
Okay. And actually a Divine Rapier picked up on Medusa. This is like the make it or break it. If he drops...
That's actually a dropped BOT. So... that makes sense, really.
I mean, he doesn't really need the speed to chase people, because with that Skadi, he never has to chase someone because they're already just as slow as him. So he's never going to have trouble taking someone down once they get within that attack range. So I kind of don't mind him dropping the BOTs, and with that Divine Rapier, he's just going to be able to destroy anyone who's around him in quite a fast duration. So I'm not really fussed with that. That's actually a pretty nice thing to do.
Yeah, that's right, and I don't really know why he would pick up a... I mean, I guess the Crimson Guard is just there for the Deucer, and...
Yeah, all about
they don't have any information up on the Deucer having the Divine Rapier either.
Yeah, I think they've spotted her a few times out, but I'm not sure if anyone's actually checked her inventory yet or made a note of the items that she's actually got in conjunction to the items of Spectre. So they might find that out in the next fight if they get team wiped somehow. I'm not really sure. But Fissure on 3, really tense right now. No one's really committing to a fight. They're all just trying to slow siege all the towers. The tier 3 drops at top lane, and now there's heroes grouped up mid. The chilling touch as well. The Ravage is going to go. Lands on 4. Are they going to refresh and use it again? Does he have it? I don't believe he does. Line ulti is going to fly. The Silencer ulti. AA Blast coming through. Tidehunter refreshes, but he drops before using it. But Teo guy BKB's up and just man modes. Look at the slow as well. He's just doing... He's actually doing the damage that I thought he would. Lucario's dropping really low. Titty Ninja just hitting him as well. But he's evading so much damage with that butterfly. 2 heroes get stone gazed. And 3 dropped for 2. The same heroes that died in the last fight die again. Surprisingly. The exact same heroes. It's like deja vu.
That's right, except for the fact that Timbersaw is still sitting alive.
Yeah, he gets fully healed up again and he's good. Like, wow. That's just insane. This is going to go for so... Oh, the Horn actually is coming. Is he going to defuse? Titty Ninja's morphing to strength, and he looks like he's man-moding. She doesn't actually have the diffusal blade anymore. She's actually not taking any mana off Titty Ninja. Teo guy's in there as well, clearing up those illusions, and now they'll go for the tier 3 mid while Lucario focuses the range racks. And look at that damage. He's just melting it. Range rack's going to drop, and they're also focusing mid. The carries from 5-man carry gaming have to split up, or else they're going to lose 2 lanes of racks. But they'll scare them off in the end. And they get 1 racks out of it. The range racks, it's not the biggest deal, but it does mean that that top lane will be pushed a lot more. And therefore it provides the opportunity for further pushes in that lane. So that's still a pretty big pickup, even though it may seem more or less significant. It's still a big deal in the end.
Yeah, finally Agceptor up on the Earth Shaker now.
Oh, that's going to be big.
And Agceptor also now played up on Ancient Apparition. Probably going to get a whole lane to himself to finish that off if Raze Gaming to actually recognize how amazing it is.
Yeah.
And hide it. Their BOTs are going to be finished up by the Timbersaw now.
And who's actually got mantas? Does Teo guy have a manta? I believe he does. And does Titty Ninja have a manta as well? The Morphling? No, he doesn't. Oh. So there's 1 manta. I was just thinking about Earthshaker's ulti with the Ags, and if they picked up mantas or not. That'll actually make Earthshaker's ultimate hit that much harder if he gets a good one off. But they've only got 1 manta, so it's not that huge of a deal in the end. Oh, yeah. Now they'll go for Roshan. They've headed straight in. And look how fast they burn it down. 183 pure damage on Silencer. That's pure damage. He's hitting so hard if he's given the space to do so. And his attack speed's pretty high as well. And they just burn down Roche really fast. Free Roche.
That's right. And actually dropping bottles, so he's going to pick up the Aegis there. I reckon...
Earthshaker. Yeah, okay. Who's going to get the cheese?
Earthshaker picks up the bottle, and he's probably going to pick up the cheese as well.
Yep. Yeah. Alright.
They're probably just going to hand that off to probably the Silencer if Aegis is popped, or... I guess that's really the only hero that is left that is a legitimate Aegis holder. Just being able to spam Arclaves of Wisdom in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
As you said before, 183 bonus pure damage.
Like, that's insane.
A lot of the heroes on the side of 5-man carry gaming.
Medusa's shield, that blocks all damage, including pure. Is that right? Is that the only ability to block? So it blocks everything.
60% of the incoming damage in exchange for Medusa's mana.
Yeah, so she blocks pure damage as well. Is that right? I think that's how it goes.
Yes.
That's...
Well, she blocks any kind of damage.
Yeah, anything. Oh, that's... She's like the counter to pure damage, because they still can't... You know when pure damage used to be that, like, backup plan? So that if you can't take a hero down, you get someone with pure damage, because you know that throughout all the game, that's going to go straight through their tanky defense mechanisms and whatnot. Medusa just totally puts that to shame, and against the Silencer, he's not actually going to do that much in the fights if he focuses down the Medusa, and technically no one will be able to hit that hard on her either, with the frost armor as well. An extra 9 armor with the slow. There's just so many tanks on both sides, and this... Look at the kills. It's only 17 to 29 on the kill score in 72 minutes. Oh, I would have expected a lot more kills, but they just haven't been. ulti. Gonna actually miss. It's gonna hit the Tidehunter with the buff. Chakram's gonna fly. Again, just damage traded, a couple of spells. Timbersaw can afford to spam because he's got that Bloodstone, and there will be another pause. Tidehunter obviously lagging in some way.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, 21 charges up on the Timber Source, so really, really tanky. 4.5k health up on him right now, and so will only get worse and worse as the game goes on. Actually, funnily enough, boots of speed being held up by the Earthshaker there, so Arcanes as well as the double boot strategy, boys.
Oh, it stacks. You can run so fast. So fast.
So fast.
That's crazy. I remember seeing once Puppy played Coddle and he got Arcane Boots as well as Tranquils. And he knew that the speeds didn't stack, but he got it solely because he wants the Arcanes just to heal up his team. I thought that was kind of funny when I saw that, but it actually worked out in the end. I think they won that game. I can't really remember, but they never ran out of mana and Puppy never ran out of health. So it seemed viable in that game, and it looks like it could work out in other scenarios. And there's going to be an instant repause, and then
there we go. But Ag's nearly complete up on the Ancient Apparition. That's going to be a huge buff to the team fight of Raze Gaming. Oh, but really, Refresher Orb is back on, off cooldown now. Buyback is ready, so I reckon Timbersaw and Spectre just YOLO straight down top lane and should be able to.
Oh yeah, they really got to focus down this Rax. It's such an important thing. And I don't really like the language coming out in this chat.
Yeah, both. I mean, Timbersaw and Spectre both have enough gold. Not quite in unreliable, but for the Timbersaw anyway. But
yeah,
really, they surely can finish off this melee Rex up on top lane. Just YOLO it, straight up YOLO, and should be able to push that hard, and then maybe rotate bottom lane over the course of the game, and just go straight through top and go straight into mid. I mean, there is an exposed Rax there, waiting for them to.
Just waiting to be taken.
Very hard.
That's true. And who's actually the cheese carrier still? Does Earthshaker still have the cheese?
Earthshaker. Yeah,
yep. I'm just thinking of another moment where there was some other pro game. You know, it all goes. But someone got really low, and actually the cheese carrier, in that split second, handed off the cheese, passed it over in like 1 split second to the teammate that was low, and then they popped the cheese and they turned the whole fight around. And Night Sub denies himself, blows himself up. 13-second respawn timer at 72 minutes. All those charges just being so effective. But it's kind of annoying that he has to pop it just for that, getting picked off trying to take down the second Rax. He could have maybe put that to better use and used that really low respawn timer in a more helpful way, but he'll travels back in. Is he going to get caught a second time? Nah, he'll chain out. Haste Rune on Earthshaker. He's got Blink Dagger as well if he wants to jump on in, and he's got the speed, but both teams very hesitant to make a move on one another.
Yeah, that's right. Even if Raze Gaming just push in and just take the range Rax in mid, I mean, this is getting really tiring.
Yeah, this is the slow siege at its best. 73 minutes, 1 Rax.
Either team, or not even 1 Rax, half a Rax.
Half a Rax, exactly. And they've got the towers at least. I mean, they've got 2 tier 3 towers, which is something, but that happened over a very long period of time, so.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, actually, the tier 2 towers for Raze Gaming are still standing, so.
Oh, yeah, wow. The pushing hasn't been. Actually, they're all a little bit low. Some of them have taken some damage, others have not. The one top is actually still full health, and again, the late game's really random. One good fight without buybacks, and they'll melt these towers in a matter of a second. So I don't think really it's a big deal. It may delay them by about 5 seconds, 10 seconds during their push, but it's all about timing, and it's all about getting the correct fight for them, and they can still take Rax fairly fast. So I don't think the tier 2s are standing, but that won't be a huge barricade for them in terms of getting towards that throne.
Yeah, that's right. Now, except just being delivered there by to the ancient apparition now, and looks like Medusa is slowly going to use those. Slowly going to use any kind of pardon me, any kind of pollution really to get in and deal a little bit of damage to a couple of the.
Oh, you just went really quiet. Something just happened.
Yeah, sorry about that, but really just a lot of push. It's really being slow, and
It
I'm
is.
Really
It's as casters, it gets really hard to. Even though this is, of course, a game with lots of tension, and this game in particular with lots of tension, and everyone's very nervous and doesn't want to really commit to anything. It's so hard for us to keep the energy levels until a big team fight comes. So if we're starting to get boring at all at any stage, just don't take it out on us. Trust us. It's pretty tough, but I'm sure this exciting game will still come to a really nice close. So that's something for you all to be excited for if you're watching the stream or if you're just watching it right now. Now they're sending a fake Titan to Rin. They actually bait the Fissure and the Silencer ulti. Nice play.
Okay, that's 120 seconds of action that you can potentially get out of the Medusa right now.
That's
so,
a really good time gather. Now the Gush is going to fly. There's going to be a stun. Chakrams as well. Everyone's trading damage. The Ravage will pop. He refreshes. Does he have mana for the second one? He actually doesn't. No. And now he's got the mana for it. He pops it. And now BKBs will fly. Titty Ninja going to town. Teo Guy as well. 3 down already for 5-man carry gaming. And now Night Sub drops as well. And now Spectre buys back. Is she going to refresh and haunt back in? Another buyback from Silencer too. She haunts. She comes back into the fight and hits a huge crit onto the Morphling, who will drop as well. And Medusa as well. Ultra kill. Really well done. Medusa buys back. If any other buybacks are available, they'll have to pop them now.
Buyback. Timber has buyback, but doesn't need it because he responds so damn
Yeah,
quick.
he's got so many charges.
Lion has buyback as well, so there is still potential there. And even though there was a buyback there, Deuce actually buys a whole new Divine Rapier.
Oh, and Spectre's got it now. She's got it in her inventory.
2 Divine Rapiers.
What? Is she carrying them both?
The Kree actually holding them both. Lucarino actually bought a whole Daedalus and chucked it onto the Ancient Apparition there.
Wow, this is insane.
That's 2 Divines ready and waiting.
And another engagement. There's going to be the Halberd going to land on Teo. He can't do any damage. Titty Ninja morphing, but doing no damage. He's going to get taken down. Sorry, I coughed. I needed a cough. Lucario with a double kill. Fidget's going to fly. Teo Guy has to get back into base. The AA ulti's onto him. And that's 2 lanes of Rax. What can 5-man carry gaming do? They've been almost outplayed with these buybacks, and the Refresher Rob just doing work. Hummus jumps in, but I don't think he's got Ravage. He just jumped into his own death. Lich ulti's going to fly. There's going to be a curse landing on Lich. He has to go back to base now. And Teo Guy's their front line of defense. He's trying his best to slow anything down. Creeps are coming in, the super creeps. He's taking them down quick. Curse on his illusions and himself. And now they're forcing this bottom lane. 3rd lane of Rax. Mega creeps now. Teo Guy, Skadi, slowing Lucario. Can he actually pick him up? No, he can't. Silencer sitting back, and now he gets the Orc, and he just gets blown up by Teo Guy. See, the pure damage wasn't actually as effective as what he thought. And man, this game. Oh man, it's actually pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to like that bait of the Silencer ult. I mean,
that was ridiculous.
It just like, I think the 5-man carry gaming thought that maybe they could fight outside of their own base, but really just being outplayed even more by Raze Gaming.
And that provided the window where Teo Guy wasn't getting stun locked, so he couldn't pop his ultimate, and he wasn't silent, so he could pop his ultimate freely, and things started to go in their favor. But then Lucario, he just made plays in that last fight, especially with that refresher just doing work. It's got 30 seconds left till it's off cooldown. He's just done so well. That buyback, getting him the ultra kill and the 3 lanes of Rax. It's so hard to come back now with the amount of damage that they've got. The amount. Let's just check at the graphs as well. It's still tipping, still in Raze Gaming's favor though, over 10k in terms of XP and in net worth over 30k. There's just not much they can do now. They're behind. They're 3 racks down. They're going to have to turtle. Teo Guy can do that for a long period of time, but when is this final siege going to come? Roche is up fairly soon. They may want to look to take that, slow it down, farm up your buybacks, take the next Roche, and then steamroll maybe down mid, or they want to push all the lanes at the same time to really catch 5-man carry gaming off guard and just surround the tier 4s and the throne that way. We'll see what they want to do, but there's not really much they can do now to come back, in my opinion.
Yeah, these Mega Melees actually doing 100 damage each.
Oh, but with the amount of farm that they've got and how tanky they are, it's not really that big of a deal towards Teo Guy. You know, when you play for the line, yeah, he'd melt in a matter of a second, but other heroes, they could just turtle forever, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Dusa really wants to keep on turtling, though buyback is in 3 minutes, but again, Spectre's buyback is back up in about 2.5 minutes as well. Probably want to go on that, unless, of course, they just want to walk into their base casually. AA just casually getting rid of some health on those buildings there. Just no one's really minding him. Just
he's not the main importance at the moment. They're really looking out for Lucario, making sure they know where he's at, especially the Timbersaw as well. He's a big problem. AA ulti, just gonna hit the poor lonely Tidehunter yet again. And how's this Earthshaker doing? I haven't actually seen too much of him. He's got Aghanim Scepter, he's got Travels now, he's got Drums and Blink. I haven't actually. He's still got Ultimate as well. Did he use it in that last fight? I can't actually remember.
I think he did, but I think it was fairly ineffective, just not being able to do too much at all. Another effigy down. The 3 effigies are left remaining.
Oh wow, the effigies. And actually, Night Sub getting really low. Is he going to deny himself again? He's got Bloodstone. It looks like... No, he's just going to drop to Teo Guy. And actually, meanwhile, mid lane, Lucario's coming in. The Silencer ulti, they want this tier 4. They want to destroy this, cut them off at the knees, and end this game. The Haunt's going to fly. Hummus, he's dropping so low, he refreshes and ultis, but he's done nothing. He's just held them in place. But actually, Teo Guy doing huge damage. Takes down 2. And Lucario is forced to retreat. They get 1 tier 4 for what should be 4 heroes' lives. AA getting so low, but the misses are just coming out from every direction. And Lucario, ooh, trying to chase people down. And this is what I said at the beginning in the drafting phase, when I said that these lineups look like they may go for 50 to 60 minutes. They may want to take it late. I was well wrong. Sitting at 82 minutes right now, and we still haven't seen the end of the game.
Another effigy down.
Oh, another F. Now we've just got this last one. Is that the Earthshaker? Yeah, doing the big echo. Oh, the Enchanter. Is that?
It's also a Phoenix one there.
Is there a Phoenix? Oh yeah, there is a Phoenix one as well. Right up there. I don't even have an effigy, I don't think. I haven't actually made one. And now the last tier 4 is gonna drop, and the Ancient is now bare. It is naked and is ready for the taking.
Yeah, Teo Guy really just needs to sit in base, because he's the only one that can actually deal with these.
Oh, he hits so hard.
I think the last roll of the dice really is just sending maybe the Morphling straight down mid and...
but how can they do it? They've got the Aegis now, and they actually deny the cheese.
Deny cheese.
That's so arrogant. They're
not really arrogant. I mean,
who's going to carry it? They're all 6-slotted. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe Earthshaker holds onto it, but like, is he going to pass it off or what?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So they deny the cheese. They've got the Aegis now. I believe it's on Lucario, if I'm correct, or is he 6-slotted and they go to someone else? Timbersaw. No, Ancient Apparition, actually. And now there's a little bit of old chat coming out. Lion trying to do what he can, but the creeps are just coming in from every direction. Silencer's just chilling back like, yeah. Because he can afford to do that. There's not really much he needs to do right now. And people are talking to us, so I'll just send the sad face. But that's really it. And what do you think? What's the plan now for 5-man carry gaming, do you reckon?
5-man carry gaming? Really, as I said before, just send Tidin and just straight down mid.
Straight down mid.
Or, yeah, just see if he can break a couple of bases, break a tower or two, and just slowly siege it out, but...
it's just so hard to do that with the amount of damage that they've got.
You do see here, though.
And here we go, the last engagement. They're all coming in, the big ultis are flying, the hexes as well. Hummus takes damage, pops his ultimate, will die in the end. Spectre actually drops. Buys back, will refresh Haunt, I believe. Night Sub drops. He drops as well to the Lion ulti. They've actually held this really well, and now the Haunt comes back. They clear the illusions, but Lucario comes back in. Teo guy's just going all out. He's right-clicking, he's right-clicking, he's right-clicking. Lucario isn't low enough for 900 damage shot. Divines everywhere on the floor. They're just laying down, and the Ancient... Well, that's another story.
You know it's a sad day for your supports when there is more money around your base
I know.
in Divine Rapiers than you have in net worth.
It's so sad. And GG is the call. Raze Gaming pulling ahead. Brilliant plays from both teams, but I think it was just what team got the jump, and in all those early game fights, yeah, I think Raze Gaming did get ahead, and well played by them. Well played by them. And thank you also for joining me. I'll see you next game, Praetorian.
Maybe. And
Maybe.
I'll talk to you about that. But thank you very much for having me on as co-caster.
No worries. It's been a pleasure to have you. Thanks for all watching on the stream. And if you're watching this later on, and my name's Arctic Dota, this is Praetorian. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.